Didn't follow the movement. Instead, he asked, "Are you questioning Emma as well?" "I, can't answer that," Berglund answered. "You know—" "Yes, I know. Interrogation tactics," Blix said. Berglund smiled in confirmation but didn't elaborate. "You sure you don't want a lawyer present?" "I'm sure. And you're definitely going to be able to do this now, while, I want to get it over and done with," Blix interrupted, "so I can be with Iselin." Berglund frowned at him as if he were unsure whether Blix would be allowed to leave the station at all. Blix held his gaze. The specialist investigator shuffled slightly in his chair and looked away, took a sip from the glass of water in front of him, checked that the camera was on and recording, before announcing who was in the room, what the time was, and which case the questioning concerned. "You know the drill, Blix," Berglund said. "We need to go through everything." "Fine by me." "Grand. Age? 48. Civil status? Divorced, I live alone. Address? Tøyengate 13, Oslo. Profession? Detective Chief Inspector Homicide, Oslo Police District. How long have you been in that role?" 8 years. "And how long have you worked for the police overall?" "Coming up to 21 years and 7 months. Blix answered without hesitation, all the while fixated on one specific spot on the floor. The warmth of the room had become oppressive. He started to sweat but didn't bother wiping it away. "Timo Polmar," Berglund pressed on. "Who is he?" "He—" Blix clasped his hands together, intertwining his fingers. "I don't know." "You don't know?" "No." "But you shot and killed him, did you not?" Blix grimaced. That cologne. "I believe so," he answered. "But I can't say for sure." "Why not?" "Because I'd never met him before today, and I didn't check his ID after I—" Berglund furrowed his brow. He jotted something down on one of the sheets of paper he had resting on his lap. "You shot him 4 times. "Sounds about right." "Why 4? "Because—" Blix took a deep breath. "Because that was what was needed to be done, to stop him." Berglund studied his face. "I did what I thought was necessary," Blix said. "Then and there, in that moment, it made sense to shoot. They were 4 justified shots." Berglund didn't respond. "Can you tell me how he ended up here?" he asked after a short silence. "Can you explain how exactly it came to be that you wound up shooting and killing a man earlier this evening?" Blix straightened up and released his fingers, forming a triangle with his hands instead. "I can certainly try." 32 hours earlier. Chapter 2. And I know how trivial this is going to sound, what I'm about to say, but the absolute most important thing you can do, as the family of a victim or as survivors yourself, is to allow yourselves to acknowledge how you really feel. You are allowed to be angry, to be depressed, especially considering what all of you in this room have been through, the things you've experienced, and you're allowed to take a step back from everything and only think of yourselves for a while. Blix's gaze swept across the audience. The organisers had said there would be around 60 people attending his talk today, but there couldn't have been more than 40 in the room. But 40 people meant 40 lives that had been cut short. Each and every one of the audience members looking up at him now had experienced a great personal tragedy. They had felt what it was like to lose a loved one as a result of an accident or a criminal act. Emma Ramm was one of them. She was in the front row, notebook balanced on her lap, listening intently, as she had done throughout the entire...